So yeah, we're gonna take a look and see what setups we have here, and I'm gonna run a scan and see what we have on the scanner as well. But I would encourage you all as well in the audience to throw out, or actually, so let me set a couple ground rules. We are looking for trades and setups for tomorrow, Friday the 17th. Friday, February 17th contracts are what we're looking at. We are not looking for long positions or next week setups or next month setups. That's not the purpose of this call. We're mainly looking for setups for tomorrow, ones that have actionable signals and potential to go and trigger tomorrow so that we could take advantage of the short-term volatility that'll occur from that. And the contracts typically react very positively to that. So that's what we're looking for. So just want to be mindful, or everyone to be mindful of each other's time. These calls can get a little lengthy. So we try to make sure we're focusing on setups for tomorrow only. If I had the time, we could talk about everybody's setups, but we don't. And I want to get I want to get out of here and be mindful of the folks on the East Coast time. So let's take a look. All right, so while y'all do that, go ahead and you can go ahead and drop your tickers and stuff like that in the chat, and we'll get to them. Typically, I'll try to look for a few setups here on the scan list, and then I'll make my way down to what's in the chat here. So I try to give you guys a little bit of time to add that, and we'll jump right into it. So in the meantime, I'm running this scan here on the 4-hour time frame. This looks like inside 4-hour scan. So we've got some tickers on here, a couple of which stand out to me. Roku being one, and Twilio, with the moves they had today to the upside. But yeah, so there's some tickers on there. I don't see a whole lot of big names, but there's some. So we'll take a look and see if anything's relevant on this list here. But also throw your tickers in the chat. What I will say, the way things fell out towards the end of the day, makes you think we'll get some more selling tomorrow. So we'll see. So from that scan list, we got Roku and Twilio at the top. So let's take a look at those two really quick to start us off. We'll go from there. Oh, just the time frames. Twilio. One of the things I always talk about with these, not just 4-hour setups, but just the setups in general, I'm more inclined to think we'll get sideways or bullish activity after like a major gap up like that, versus it coming right back down to fill the gap. So when I have those situations, even if the afternoon candle looks a little bearish, like this looks like a little bearish consolidation, but because we gapped up on the morning candle, it's really hard for me to justify rationalize it having the bullishness to go back and fill the gap the other way or go against me like so quickly. So that's the one thing that I have when looking at this Twilio that it reminds me of. Is like, oh, afternoon 212 back to the downside. And maybe that does occur, but it may be only back to the low of the day kind of thing. But I still think Twilio is strong. So those oftentimes give me like mixed signals, you know what I mean? Like it looks like, okay, just judging off the candle by itself, but it made a significant gap up. So it's hard for me to really see this one being bearish tomorrow. So if I don't want to take it to the, if I don't, I will just leave it, kind of thing. If I'm not going to take the trade. And it's not giving you any bullish signal, although it's inside. So, I mean, Twilio for me, I'd be more inclined to think it's going upside than downside. Twilio looks solid. Let's take a look. Roku looks the same. Excuse me. Roku's pimping limping on the week, 213. Looking at an inside 4-hour bearish 4-hour candle. 600% average volume. Again, same kind of logic with Twilio. After the big gap up, I just don't see how it can go back and like fill the gap. But maybe if we do give it a bear case, maybe it comes back to today's low of 68.11. But I'm more inclined to see this thing continue up tomorrow, create another high or low on the 4, maybe. But I see this one pushing up tomorrow versus going back the other direction. So Roku, yeah. Roku looks more bullish. So I just keep your eyes on those. Still a little bullish. Man, I'm gonna pull up JD. I know we was talking about it on the call today with the JD setup. Had the gap up inside 4-hour afternoon candle. So if you like China, this might be an opportunity. Just gapping up off the lows. It's giving us a 2-down hammer on the week. It's not giving us the strongest signal. So I'm kind of like meh on that. We do got a little conflict going on as well. Kind of like blah. Let's take a look at XPEV, MRO. Yeah, and XPEV looks weaker in comparison to JD and the China stock side. Strong day today though. Afternoon candle, not much retracement. So that is a good sign for continued bearish bullish activity tomorrow. So there's that potential for that 212 to the upside, which would be a bullish continuation on the 4 at above 978 will be a trigger point for XPEV to the upside. That would give you 2 up on the day at 985. So, okay. Let's see here. All right, screen tripping. All right, let's go Airbnb, MRO, AMC. Man, they ain't giving you a lot of confidence with these ticker names, but all right, MRO, rail strat on the day. Looks like the high went into the point of control for the day. Looks like it was rejected at that level. Had a little bit of a retracement in the afternoon. We'd be looking for a bullish continuation on the 4-hour, even though the inside candle here is bearish. 212 above 2743 would be the level I'm looking for. I think that's also close to the high of the day. Yeah, 2745 is the high of the day. So I'll be looking upside on this one. I just don't see it going against us here at these levels coming off the lows. So it might need to do a little work to get to the trigger point, but that's more so my expectation. However, the candle does look bearish. So like we know it's coming on the 4-hour time frame. It could trigger down and then rip back the other way, create an outside bar on that morning candle on the 4 hours. I think if you look at the 4-hour enough times, you'll notice that it makes quite a lot of outside bars on some stocks. Some it doesn't, but I think you'll see frequency of 3-hour candles on the 4-hour, probably more frequent than any other time frame. So that could be a likely scenario too, where we go 212 to the downside and then rip back up the other way, creating a 3. So you'd be 213 on the 4-hour. But I am looking bullish on MRO. Airbnb target hit. So yeah, Airbnb looks like it. And man, it went all the way to target on a month time frame. I don't know what else you can ask for. So yeah, this one looks like, you know, target was met. As far as continued movement to the upside, you could maybe test those waters, but if you can look at my screen, you see if I was playing this long and took a reversal here and played it to the upside, that would have been my target. So I don't know if I have a thesis for going beyond that monthly broadening formation, although it looks like there's still strength in the company. They're still buying present, but you see the levels here. You see the volume shelf, you see the outside bar hit the broadening formation and wick through it. The second 4-hour candle starts to create and form a shooter-like candle. Technically, coming off of, you know, this push up was because of earnings. So, you know, did we squeeze all the juice out of that one? Or can it go up a little bit further before it decides to turn around? Would be my question. I like conservatively thinking, I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably hit the target and maybe it screws around up here for a couple days, maybe, you know, Monday, Tuesday or something. Maybe it hangs around up in these levels, but it looks like this one has hit target and is ready to start to descend. So that would be my outlook. So far as tomorrow, I mean, it looks like textbook strat to me. You hit the 3-bar inside candle off the major broadening formation. You got a shooter set up, barbecue chicken. That's what that looks like to me. 312 to the downside, entry below 138.93. And then you could take that for a nice 0-day move back to the low of today at 134.73. Or you could try to take it below that level to either the daily low from what was that Tuesday? This is 129.85. But that's pretty aggressive. So maybe you target the first level at 134.73, you know, for tomorrow. But it looks like that's the setup. Now, also, you know, you got all the continuity in your favor to the upside. So you got to ask yourself, do you think this thing's going to keep going? If the answer is no, then this put setup is like super nice. But if you think it's going to keep going, then you don't take that setup to the downside. You're looking for a bullish continuation. I don't know. I think I'm on the fence just based on what I saw from SPY to close out the day. where we're at on the charts on this one. And because the run up was like earnings driven, we could see the weakness fall out that puppy tomorrow, you know. So that's one I'm looking at. Ooh, we're right here at the BF level. Yeah, this could be a turnover point. It's kind of how I look at it. And I'm very, very mindful of those reversal levels on the major broadening formation. So like that's like something I'm looking for always. So seeing that setup, hit the BF, target hit, now forms a shooter. The textbook play could be the 3-1-2 back down. But you know, price action could like lollygag up there at that BF level for a couple days. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I will mark that setup and be ready to move to the downside. If we keep selling like we did in the day, I don't see how this one can hold up past all that. Not without earnings, you know, supporting it. So I think I'm gonna go and check out the chat here and see what folks are putting in the chat. And then we'll go from there. See FCX, LVS. What up, Sid? This is yep. Bullets 3-1-2 back down on FCX. But if you notice, the 4-hour candles on FCX, they create a lot of threes. So technically that's like normal price action for FCX. So it going 3-1-2 back to the downside and then going back up to go 3 to the upside is not out the realm of possibility. Like I was saying earlier, 4-hour does gives us those setups. But it looks like price has been going down this channel with this weekly level broadening formation. So it just really needs to rip the other side of the range on that one. But just looks like strength isn't there to take it to where it needs to go. So be looking for that Chicago to the downside 4-hour. Level for entry would be below 42.73. I think for me, and I'm just looking at it from a conservative standpoint, unless aggressive selling is happening, I'll be targeting this weekly level broadening formation at like 41.90. You should probably throw that up on your analyzer tab and see what that payout will give you, but that's what I have as a target off the broadening formation. LVS, Las Vegas Suns. We starting to turn over on this one. There's still some buying, you know, there's still buyers present. They about to clap. This one's gonna start to turn over. If you see what I'm saying, like you're getting these stocks, they finally got to all-time highs. They finally like topped out and they're running out of gas. So once you see this strong run up for how many weeks is this? So this is a move for almost 4 months on LVS, where it's just been strong, 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 strong. So once you start to see these respites, so I'm looking here like, okay, you better show me some strength, because if not, if this week sells off more tomorrow, and we come and feel more of this wick out, and there's more body going back closer to 55 or 56. Yeah, we identified this shooter We got to get through these buy orders, but it looks like this thing started to turn over. So LVS would be one. Again, I'll be looking for 312, but you want to look for the 50%. Look at this. Look at it. Look at that. This is actually giving you a nice setup. You got 213 down this morning, or 212 down with the rip back the other way to the monthly broad formation. Rejection, inside out, inside 4-hour shooter, looking for a 312 back down tomorrow. I'll just go back and retest the lows from today. Well, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Throw it on the analyze tab and see what that one looks like as well. Yeah, we could have an inside day, like to the downside, a bearish inside day, or maybe even 2 down. But yeah, LVS, and I tracked this one all the way to the upside. So I've been following this one for a while. I think she's ready to turn over. All right, next one here, then I'm getting to the chat is, I'm gonna take a look at the dollar bill. Come on, stop playing with me. There we go. I'll take a UUP. Typically not something I would normally be playing on a 0 day. I just wanted to give us an idea. This is something we discussed about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, how the dollar bill, I think it may have been you, see it, I was talking to, how the dollar bill had gotten down to a yearly broadening formation, and that could be the signal for us to start going back bearish again, because as we talked about the market being a triumvirate between bonds, commodities, and the dollar bill. And right now, it looks as though when the dollar's down, it's really the market or the bonds are going to be the ones to benefit. But it's typically a trifecta, so it's not like, oh, it's a 100% inverse. So when 2 to 3 are in one direction, the third one has to be the opposite. You'll never see all 3 pointing in the same direction. And so in this case, with the market pointing down, bonds pointing down, looks like the dollar's pointing up. So last time we had that run up, it ran up to about 30, almost $31. So if we get another move similar to that, we could get a market, pretty violent sell-off for a little while. So be mindful of that. We'll see what happens. But if you are monitoring the dollar through UUP, we do see we're moving sideways here at these levels after the gap up on Wednesday. So we're looking at a 212 to the upside here above 28.13. Honestly, though, if I felt like we're gonna go bearish here, then I'm looking at some of these longer positions, upside level strikes, and I'm gonna buy time on it and get out of my way. But anyway, I'm giving y'all a game from another class. But yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. So anyway, yeah, UUP. This just gives me a little bit of insight into like what the behavior will be tomorrow. And they ain't really giving us no indication what it's gonna do. The setup is potentially bullish for the dollar, which, and the way things are setting up now, would be bearish for the market. So that's the way things look to me right now. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, Pat. So let's get into the chat here and see what we got. What we looking at? I didn't even go through the downside ones, and I knew you guys would have some. I didn't get to that point yet. But yeah, let's take a look, Lofi. Looking at Procter and Gamble, PG. So yeah, y'all. This one here looks. Oh my god. 212 on the 4 hour to the downside. So we got an entry point 212 below 137. That looks pretty damn solid to me. I probably should have put in those earlier alerts, but I did not. 137. Let's do it. So that is Procter and Gamble. Give us 2 up on the day or 2 down on the day. I'll be looking to take this one to this monthly level broadening formation, which is this blue line. That'd be my ultimate level, 135, 40, something close to it. I think what's that? 136.29 would be probably the initial level to look for, and then for price to push down to the BF. So that'd be how I'd be playing that one. But again, if we're weak, I mean, it's gonna sell tomorrow. If it does what I think, yeah, we're gonna be very happy. This triggers. Let's keep going. I know we looked at Airbnb already. Forgot what I said though. Yeah, we're at the broad information level. So yeah, you might get the turnover right there. I should set that levels just in case. Chicago. Usually I'm not going for reversals off of the 4 hour. I mean, off of these 0 days. I'll be more inclined to take something that's already weak. But you can't let your rules override opportunity. So, all right, Goose. Let's see what you got here. Shalom. So let's take a look. We got MGM. That thing been going sideways since like the last time we talked about it. Inside week. You see what's going on though. It's got all these broad information, so it's trapped. It's stuck. Can't do nothing. Yeah. Price is kind of stuck. I don't know if I want to mess with it right there. It's got a lot going on. 312. If you're feeling froggy, if you wanna dip your toe in the waters though, you got the Chicago to the downside below 44.19. You are right at the trigger point on the 4 hour. I would be mindful and cautious to take it back. Maybe broad information ain't giving you much meat on the bone. So you can price out what the broad information level looks like, what that would pay, and then what the low of the day would pay out, and see if that's worth your time. But it just looks stuck right there, just chilling. Continuity's still great though, so that's the good thing. So it may not break that that consolidation range that it's in, but it may make a smaller move within that range to the downside. So that's really what I see on MGM. I think it's still going to stay in this consolidation range for a little while longer. That's you call something that's got relative strength. It ain't trying to give it up. They ain't trying to give it up, dog. When Vegas stocks is trying to hold on. That one looks really strong. It looks stronger than LVS. LVS looks like it's about ready to fall out. Like the first sign of got there and win, that thing gonna turn over. Speaking of win, this one here again been a monster, been very strong. Held up pretty decent this week. Also, just a lot of consolidation on these Vegas stocks. Oh boy. All three of them. So they're all giving that same behavior. LVS might be telling a little different story. It may be telling you that it's ready to turn over, whereas the other two, they're like, maybe we go up, maybe we go up, like 4 or 5 more%. They giving vibes like they still wanna push up more. But as far as tomorrow though, shit, it's just like it's in a zone, and it's not showing any direction. Not sure I want to play it right here, either direction. It's got to break. It's got to break some levels for me. Maybe if it broke below yesterday's or today's low, I feel more happy. But between 111.77 and yesterday's low, it's like a $4 range. It's been trading in for the last week plus. I want to see it make a move out of that range. It's been trading tight in that tight range, so it could bust up and break up to that 120 BF level. I'm not sure if the weekly is enough to turn the whole trend on us, but it's consolidating there, right up under it. So that's how I would play it. Oh, I need to grab a charger. Laptop's bad. So now we got Tarjay TGT looking at Chicago on the 4 hour. 2 up day to day, barely broke 2 up. It's fighting to get above that monthly broadening formation. We're looking for Chicago. I see the Chicago setup, rejection off the BF, 312 down, which could be the likely scenario. Again, if SPY sell continues selling tomorrow, that would be the likely scenario. Target's been so strong. Surprised it say it's done. Yeah. I get it. I see what's happening. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 312 to the downside. I'm gonna mark the level. All right. Oh, and then you got the setup, Rev Strat Daily. That looks beautiful. Let's see what target does. Not like super convicted on it. But see. Let's see. LMT. Are they gonna give me a discount I like? They might finally give me the discount I want. Oh, damn it, LMT. Oh, you gotta be right here. 212. Sleeves right here. It's so finicky with these BS right here, man. 212. The 212 seems likely to me. To the downside, trigger point below 470.82. Upside entry is 474.89. But there ain't no meat on the bone to the upside. Maybe $2 or $3. That ain't even a percent. Downside move, we break to the downside. We're below the broad information levels. Yeah, I think there's more opportunity anyway with the downside move to go back and retest today's lows. So if we get the trigger and then we go test 466.10, would be where I'd be looking for that thing to go. That's what I look for. Yeah, PayPal. PayPal was strong as hell like 2 weeks ago. Ooh, look at these setups here. Yeah, these barbecue chicken. I don't know if I have all the BFs drawn on it, but I can see with the naked eye. And it's pretty damn solid. Yeah, so you got a couple setups here. All right, grab this charger before I get disconnected from it. All right. 1 second, Pat. All right. So I can't find it nowhere though. All right, Pat, my bad. It's like a scavenger hunt trying to find this damn charger. All right, so that PayPal, we got these alerts in here real quick. We got 4-hour and daily alerts set. We're about to set. Let's let barbecue chicken. Whenever the market's weak, you know where to look. All right, there we go, there we go, there we go. Chicago 312 to the downside on the 4-hour. Entry. entry is below 76.68. I think I mentioned that. And then the daily setup was fire as well. Got 2 on 2 to the downside off. Mm. Mm. PayPal, that is good. Chicken burrito. Yeah, and then looking at pins, looks like we're already reporting the 4 hour, but the inside day, the time for a trigger point. Entry below 2481, got continuity in your favor. I like this 212 to the downside. I like that one. I like that one. Yeah, that might be probably something. Now Clorox. This man good, yeah. Yeah, we got SHIT in the game, Asa. Good Lord. This CLX one that's a little tricky to figure out. This one looks like the other one I was talking about earlier where I said it was stuck. Like it's trapped within the broad formations and it's not giving us a clear direction. It's stuck in between price action and third. It's still squeezing, and I don't think it's ready to break out either direction. Continuity showing me like, hey, to break to the upside, but I don't know if it's ready yet. It's still consolidated. We got 4 hour entry to the upside of those 153.34. Trigger puts you right at a quarterly DL. And downside trigger below 152.09, pick at a monthly DL. That 50% range. And then you got Chicago setting up. You got upside, same thing. The triggers right at the broad formation. So maybe you'll be like, just a tick above it. And then similar deal for the daily. So maybe if you wanted to wait till daily triggers to take an entry on either direction, that could be something. But yeah, it just looks like it's still trapped in the band. I'd probably leave it alone for now. Yeah, BP bullish. It's fighting at this broad information level because it's got major BF right here. I don't know, like for tomorrow, just because of where it sits, I mean, we got three major level broad formations like just above it. So entry at 41.16, broad formation is at 41.35. Maybe you squeeze out something. You have to analyze. I would take a look at entry and analyze. I think it's going to trigger. So let me start there. I believe it will trigger, but the next levels you're looking up are these BFs, and you need to price out what that move is. Is that even worth your time? Because it may not be enough. Before. And maybe you say, you know what? I'm gonna play it. It's gonna hit these BFs, sure, but it's gonna push and create a wick up in here. And maybe I'm just playing it to wick. Maybe it wicks to the upper BF, which is 41.55. And that should be a little bit better on the contract for the 0 days. So yeah, just monitor it, take some assessments of what those BF levels are. I do think it's going to trigger to the upside tomorrow. But you got the broadening formations here that, as we know, price already rejected after it Tuesday. So we know it's respecting of those BS right there. So we just got to see if that play is worth your time in terms of a potential upside move. Because it's limited because of the BS right there. So for a 0 day, you want to have, you want to have a little bit more margin for error. You want to have as much as possible for a 0 day. You never know. BP super bullish, dude. I don't even know. You know that. Playing 0 days, you don't want to have to fight a broader formation. You don't want that consolidation. You don't want that thing to have to fight to a broader formation level for 2 hours in the middle of the day. That's not good for your contract. So XOM, looks like, I mean, generally speaking, for XOM and the rest of the sector, looks like we got the early week, I guess, expiration week gap down or whatever you want to call it. We got that kind of pull down, which is like that's typical behavior. So it's like, okay, we're going to schedule programming. So from there, we look for price to push up from that, what price has done. Not super strong from XOM's position, but the week could turn back green $2. So it's not out the realm of possibility. You're looking at 2% move on the underlying. So they could be back green tomorrow as far as the week goes. But looking at Chicago, I think it could go either direction. I think the overall sentiment though is that it will go up on the day tomorrow. So from that standpoint, what this 4-hour candle does in the morning could just depend on how things open up. So I know I've mentioned this a couple of times, but if we open up and they come 312 to the downside, be mindful of that 50% of yesterday morning's candle. And if that thing could potentially reverse back up to the upside after that level, creating 312 down and then back the other way, it creates a 3 bar to the upside, creating 2 up on the day for the process. So just be mindful of that price action, because where we open makes a difference in terms of these setups, especially when the trigger points are super close like that. So Vando, that's what I'll be looking at on XOL. We got the dip. I'm ready longer, for the longer swings. I mean, I think we're in position. But as far as tomorrow though, probably once you get over 116.56, then you'll be picking a breeze. Take a look where. Take a look at that chunky suit. Donovan McNabb. Okay. Double insides. We don't know what the hell we want to do. Okay. Indecisiveness. So that's my wife. I'll tell you. Outside day to day. I don't know if I'm feeling you right now, Chunky Suit. You're just giving me weird signals. I think you're there. I really think you're there. Double inside candles. but you got this weekly level broadening formation that you're fighting with. So that's what on the weekly level BF is also the point of control on the 4 hour. So interesting damn level, I'll tell you that. You can take a look, look for that target of 5106 for entry and see if that's a level. Because if it does trigger to the upside, then you're above point of control and you're looking at the volume chart at this point. And then maybe that 5135 from 5106. Maybe that's a good payout on the price point. You gotta check the price back for that. But that's what I'll be looking for. I see it triggering upside. How far it goes would be the question, but I see that first level though. 5133, something like that. 5140 thing. So yeah. This one here, Trunk is just like this level is it just seems like price wants to stay at this level doesn't want to get too far away. So I'm not feeling strongly in either direction on CPB. I think looks like it's overall is like trending downward. We're starting to. I think tomorrow we may go 3-2 up and then back down 3-2-2 back to the downside. But we may not have enough room for this thing to kind of move around. So it may just trigger to the upside first, just automatically, even though it's still bearish. And we know how the 3-ups are. Let's take a look at the blacks. That is better known as the African Americans, better known as Alcoa. Oh, don't be showing me shooters on Alcoa. Because I ain't playing it. I'm playing something else still. That's not cool. So yeah, we got a shooter on the 422 rev below 4873 on the African Americans. It looks like I'm inclined to think this thing is going up tomorrow, but that shooter, the way it hit, it didn't even hit the Browning formation today. It just got close to it. Looked like on the daily it hit it. I don't know if we go far enough to go 2 down on the day tomorrow, but we certainly could trigger that 4 hour. So just be mindful of that. I think buyers are coming in, so I was surprised to see it had a shooter on it on the 4 hour like that. But that may be more so afternoon selling. But if price is reacting to the way like the market was selling this afternoon, then this one's going to keep going down too. So market levels on that one for the 2-2 rev 4873. That'll be definitely something to keep in mind. Interesting on that one. Let's take a look at Activision. Activision looks like it wants to continue to move up. Communications has got continuity all in its favor. Chicago setup 312. I don't like all the green, but it looks like we had enough retracement today. So maybe that's all we were going to get from it. And that tells me that that thing is super strong. 77.87 would be the trigger point. All right, that was easy. 312, 77.87. I'll look for some macro BS because I don't have any micros. Sorry, not macros, but micros. So I just look for that. See if there's price points that are significant. But yeah, it's solid. Yeah, okay. All right. Activision don't look bad. Hey, baby. All right, so moving on, we got UPS. We're looking at here, Ray. UPS made a good move off that yearly BF. That's what you want to see. And then it looks like the afternoon, it came to that volume range and just said, it just got weak. Them things sold off quick. They threw their boys under the bus. So you look at that 2-2 rev on the floor below that 185.10. So that seems likely. However, that doesn't mean it's going to go too down on the day. That just means for that 4-hour trigger, it may get triggered and create a 3 overall to the upside. So you get those morning 3 candles. But what I'm looking at is more so a 1-2-2 back to the upside on the day above 186.78. That seems the more likely scenario in my book. However, depending on how we open, if it opens up crazy and it get like a trigger point right immediately after open and it rips the other way, that's how 0 days behave. So just be mindful of understanding of price action. We're coming off a yearly broadening formation. I'm looking 1-2-2 back to the upside. That's what I'll be looking for. I don't care about that bearish signal there. That's not so much what I'm looking for. Now, some people could say, you know what? I can scalp the hell out of that. I'm good. I mean, resume, chill. I got you. I got this. That's cool. It's about preferences and what you feel comfortable doing. I have a lot of preferences. Right. Okay, UPS, FedEx should look very similar. Let's see who's in the lead. Yeah, so FedEx has got the weak trigger. I'm not gonna throw it up there though. Now this tells me that there's a little bit more bullishness, which is good. Reconfirms what I saw on UPS. So that's good as well. But this would be counter to what SPY is doing. And hey, Excel lot stocks with SPY. To 1276. All right, let's see. All right, Lisa, let's take a look at Dollar General. Oh, we going down. All right, setting up for a rev strat next week. Just want to throw that out there. But we're looking for a double inside day break to the downside. 3112 below 228.72. I'm gonna put that there and I'm gonna keep an eye on that one. Uh, 228.80, I'm gonna put my alert level, and then I'm gonna go 3, 2, type that in, right? 2. All right, let's get it cracking. That looks really good though. I like that one. Week setting up too. We got the quarterly BF, so that would be the big point that's like holding everything up. But if the levies break on that puppy, it's over. It's a lot of chicken involved. Kroger, one of my wife's favorite stocks. No, I'm just playing. She can't stand them. We got 212 here to the downside, or upside. Hell, well, that tells you where my bias is in looking at it. I think it's trending downward. So I don't care that we had a strong afternoon. Just seems weird. Continuities to the downside.
I'm more so looking downside. 212. If you do want to look upside, 43.94 is the level for entry. However, the downside trigger is 43.72. So you got a super tight range. So you could probably just watch it to see what it does in that moment. And then on the daily time frame, we got a, so this is well, that's why I like looking at the smaller time frames, because we are actually above. We're actually above that broad information. So we're not below it. So actually that, that does make a difference. We spent the whole day. So technically, you could look for the downside move, looking for the 2 double inside day break below 43.71. We ain't got no strength over here. Ain't no strength in here. All right. All right. Hey, Sin, we got you covered, bro. Gonna check out that back. Renell called it out. All right. Shooter day on the back. We got a Rev Strat 2-2 Rev below 35.22. Let me mark that level. Hey, I got a good feeling about these setups, y'all. I'm putting out the other day. Like for real, like y'all spot on. That's what, like, I want to see more of y'all setups in the in the chat. Y'all been having some of that heat. Everybody just come on a live call though. Y'all gotta drop them in the chat for your folks. Drop them in there for your pack fam. All right. Back. I mean, Rev Strat on the day, shooter week, 2-1 inside, fell 2 up on the month. Y'all know what's finna happen. Y'all know what's about to happen. All right, now we got space. Okay. Space, we got interesting. Got a little bit of conflict. The micros are bearish, the macros are bullish. Shooter on the, hold on, let me switch time. Inside 4, after like 3 strong days. That's a tricky one. Why you put this up here, Ray? Damn. I think what it's telling us is that it's ready to turn over, to make a move maybe to the downside. It's just really hard for me when you have these strong, violent like moves to the upside. For me to see like a move back against that so quickly is kind of like, it's hard for me to process that mentally. Especially on good companies. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's really like gonna be bearish, but this could be the sign, the early signal for us to take that short. So it could be one of 2 signals. I think for me, setups clean, mark that level at 596 for a trigger. But I probably just let it play out tomorrow and see how it behaves. And then also pay attention to the daily level. So if the daily triggers at 584, then I know for sure we flip it. But it could be an outside 4-hour kind of thing with space. So I want to wait on a daily trigger. But that 4 hour looks telling me that we could possibly turn over right there. So I try to, try to think next level about it and see like, okay, what's the real story behind this one? But yeah, with space, I'm kind of like, I'm probably just gonna watch it. That'd be my thought. Spot, when things are weak, short the tech. So Spotify will be one that I'll be looking that would fall into the category of shortable stocks if we continue the price action from the afternoon. So I'll be looking at the Chicago here on the 4 hour. Oh, thing is slow. Okay, rail strat on the day. Shooter day again. So this will be one where we'll just take it into continuity essentially. We see the levels that are flip continuity. So we just take the entry and then take the trade and trade it into continuity. Okay, let's do that. What's that? Sun power. We like some sun power. Damn, 0 days don't never do it like I want. I can't catch it like I want to on 0 day. But we got Chicago 312 to the downside below 1618. Very clean setup. Let's like, I mean, take that. And then you've got the rail strat on the day that looks fire as well. Entry below 16. Oh, 16 is the level, huh? Okay. So yeah, be mindful of that 16 level. 16-18 on the 4, 16-16 on the day. Yeah, I'll be looking for those levels too. I'll just wait on the day since they're so close. Oh. Okay. I'll just throw that one on there. Okay, let's keep it going. We gotta wrap it up here pretty quick. The backside curve. That's right, Ronell. You had to look out for the backside, boy. You know, that boy Sin, Cam, and FICO, bringing up the rear. All right, let's take a look at it. Black Pyro. That rig. Hey, that rig still been going. We were just talking about this one last week. Yeah, was it Nikki that brought it up? But yeah, that rig, man, that thing just been strong. Strong. So with the rig, don't know if you're playing options on it, but yeah. You see the shooter potentially on the 4 hour here. That could be something to be mindful of. I just be looking for an outside candle. I don't think it's bearish at all. So if anything, you get a 2-1-2 down and then rip back against the other way, it create a 3. And we get 2-1-3 upside move. Give us 2 up on the day in the process. That's kind of what I see on rig. But check the contracts on that one, see if you got anything worth playing for tomorrow. But yeah, that looks pretty solid. I mean, I don't know. You have to check. Well, tomorrow's an expiration on Friday. So generally speaking, most of the stocks that you're looking at are gonna have a pretty good amount of volume on them because they're expiration weeks. So stocks that typically have low volume, this is the 1 week out of the month that they typically will have a little volume on them. So this will be more of the volatile, expiration weeks. So we should see how tomorrow plays out with the money movement. There's a lot that I've seen across the board. It's not really giving us any indication of any trends or anything like, oh, this sector is doing this. This does look like the market's turning over finally. So that may be what we get confirmation of tomorrow. Or you know how the market does, give you all the bearish signals and then gaps up. So but I am inclined to think that the market is going to continue selling to some respect tomorrow, although there will be upside tickers that remain bullish and show relative strength through no matter what the hell SPY is doing. But if you look at it from a long view, it's just price keeps bumping its head at those 50% of the year levels. And it might break through it for a day or two, but ultimately it keeps coming down. And then today was like, all right, like it's tied, like they tied, boss. Tied, man. Shit. So that may be what we're getting on that. So there ain't no more questions. I'm gonna wrap it up. I got some Mexican food waiting on me. So I'm gonna let y'all have it, and y'all have a great evening. I'm gonna get the recording up and download it now, and then my watch list will come up a little bit later after that, and we'll go from there. And I think it's about time we might start putting together some those watch lists again, something like that, So we had went 0 dark 30 for a little bit, so we may start dropping those again here real soon. So with that, Pack family. Oh, remember, tomorrow is Bring a Friend Friday. So tell your folks to come on down, check us out, tap in. It's an expiration week, so it should be pretty exciting. I know how it is though, when people see it's bearish, they don't even want to get out of bed. They be like, I ain't even getting up today. But anyway, y'all have a great evening. And I'll catch y'all in the morning. And we're gonna rock out as always. Thanks, family. Peace.